Welcome back, everybody, to the Tennessee Titans franchise here on Madden 23. Today we will be kicking off Season 5 of the series as we were going through our first 4 games of the regular season. We wrapped up the offseason with the NFL Draft in the last episode as we prepare for another season of Titans football and potentially look to get ourselves that coveted Lombardi Trophy. We're going to see the Jaguars, Giants, Jaguars again, and Texans today in a jam-packed episode, so get some popcorn, get comfortable, because it's going to be a good one. For those of you who missed the draft, this is how it went. Melly Golden, the cornerback out of Cincinnati, ended up going number 1 overall to the Houston Texans. He's the highest-rated drafted player of this series so far at an 84 overall. The only quarterback to go in the first round was Yahya Marshall, drafted by the Saints. As for us, we traded down a couple of spots from pick 30 to pick 32 to select Josh Parks, the corner out of TCU. And I think we got some other good picks down the board with Booker, Randall, Drame, Latorni, Kerfini, and Ramir Conwell. So we're briefly going to go through the preseason stuff. Normally I spend quite a bit of time on the preseason and whatnot, but I don't really plan to here. I think we're going to get through it pretty quickly. And as you guys know, I don't really like to play my starters during the preseason. So that may be what the lineup looks like now, but we're going to be switching it up in a big way. I first decided to sign some undrafted free agents. The notable pickups include former Cal and Georgia quarterback Rufus Motley, Middle Tennessee State running back Taquan Pugh, cornerback Colin McCain from Toledo, and then a couple of other guys who have previously been on our practice squad in Laverne Pulsifer and Giovanni Scoped, both of whom are looking for another shot. And we ended up cutting some guys as well, most notably Kane Cadeau, who we drafted in the 6th round last year. It just didn't really work out with him, and I am ready to move on. So this is what the lineup will look like for the preseason. I don't play starters. I don't play vets. Rookies are the exception to the rule with starters. We are playing rookies and unproven starters like Francis Boa-Kamoa, for example. We ended up going 2-1 in the preseason, beating the Falcons and the Packers before losing to the Buccaneers. And we have the number 1 offense in terms of yards and the number 4 defense. The thing that instantly stood out to me was that all 3 of the quarterbacks played really well. Rufus Motley in particular, who's coming off a pretty poor season at Georgia, he was phenomenal. The run game was solid. All of the running backs put up pretty even stats for the most part. And then the receivers as well. A lot of guys had really good preseasons. Deontay Perkins in specific. He's been on our practice squad a couple years in a row. Maybe he's good enough to make the final roster now. The defense wasn't as good as the offense, but still overall pretty solid. Nobody really lit up the stat sheet per se. Only 1 turnover, only a couple of sacks. And then Daniel Carlson and Jeffrey Walker, the special teamers, they all did their thing. So now comes the not-so-fun part of the preseason. We have to cut 22 players. We are going to make a quick trade, though. I don't really see a spot for A.J. Redico on the roster, so we're going to trade him to the New Orleans Saints for a 5th-round pick. The Saints really need some weapons for their rookie quarterback, Yahya Marshall, and Redico very well will get an opportunity to start right away, whereas here I don't think he would have really played much. So I think this is pretty fair value. Redico is on the final year of his deal, and we don't really have a lot of leverage. So the fact that we're able to get a 5th-round pick for a guy who was on the roster bubble is a win. So now we have to cut 21 players. A lot of these guys are going to go to the practice squad, including Marquez Shakir. Rufus Motley, meanwhile, will make the final roster as the 3rd quarterback. Quite the switch from Motley coming off a disappointing senior season to now making the NFL roster. Ramir Conwell, the rookie out of Ohio State, has won the main kick and punt returning job, so he will be taking over those duties. Deontay Perkins did end up making the final roster. I thought a great preseason that he had. Some surprising cuts in the offensive line include Abu, who's going to the practice squad, and Giles Blackburn, who was cut altogether. Draft pick Caleb Kerfini does not make the final 53-man roster. He will go to the practice squad. 5th-round rookie B.E. Latorni also does not make the final roster. He will go to the practice squad as well. We have an unbelievably deep team, so I feel like it is a lot harder in general for players to make the final roster overall. So we've got some really good guys who are going to be on the practice squad. Even at corner, we had to make some tough decisions as well. Undrafted rookie out of Toledo, Colin McCain, does make the final roster. Baye Diarra is a surprise cut. He'll move to the practice squad along with Musa Maraf. So with that, We have officially made our 53-man roster, and pretty much everybody on our practice squad got signed. I told you we have a really good practice squad, and pretty much everybody was signed except for Eric Denman, Travis Talignan, and Alex Cooks-Landy. So we ended up signing a bunch of new guys to fill those spots on the practice squad. So with that, we have made it to the regular season. We're going to shoot for the stars. I think this team has what it takes to make a run for a championship, so that is ultimately going to be the goal. Here's a look at the lineup going into the regular season. No major surprises here for the most part. The offensive skill position players and the offensive line is as expected. As for the defense, again, pretty much as expected. We didn't really have many major position battles going into the preseason. I would monitor the defensive end spots. We're going to give plenty of guys some opportunities there in rotations, so we'll see how those players end up performing. So with that, let's get our regular season started with some primetime football within the division. The Titans and the Jaguars will face off here on Sunday Night Football. We'll get to see the Jaguars twice today, playing against them again for our home opener in Week 3. We got to set the tone defensively. We've got to stop the pass. We know Trevor Lawrence is a great young quarterback. We are no strangers to these Jacksonville Jaguars. We play them twice a year. And we played them, of course, last year in the AFC Championship, a game that we lost in heartbreaking fashion off of a missed field goal at the buzzer off the crossbar for Randy Bullock, who, of course, is no longer on the roster. So I feel like we've got a chip on our shoulder seeing that these guys beat us in the AFC Championship to make the Super Bowl, obviously losing to San Francisco when it's all said and done. And it's on primetime football. The whole world is watching. The new season is here. There's optimism for every team. Hopefully we can take some of Jacksonville's optimism away. Nice run up the middle to start things off for Derrick Henry. He gains around 16. Derrick Henry's getting older. He's in his 11th season, hoping he's still got something left in the tank. On 3rd and 7, the pass is incomplete. Romeo would end up going 1 of 5 on that first possession. Keep in mind the Titans are using a new offensive playbook with last year's OC, Jason Vrabel, being hired as the Vikings head coach. Kick is good. It's now 3-0 as that pass is intercepted by Lawrence. Cardell Simpson with the interception, the fourth-year pro out of South Alabama. Simpson did not record an interception last year, and sure enough, on the first defensive possession of this season, he'll get one. New drive for the Titans. Good play there by Hot Rod Pryor, who will gain around 15 yards. 3rd and 5. Kalochi's pass is broken up by the linebacker Chad Muma. Not a great start for Romeo so far as Jacksonville has it back. Lawrence up the middle, connects with his tight end Cole Kmet, who brings it to the 46, and that'll wrap up the first quarter. Pretty low-scoring start here, 3-0. As you can tell, we are moving faster through games since there's going to be 4 in an episode now. 2nd down and 8. Nice throw up the middle for Bryce Berry III, one of Romeo Kalochi's top targets at the University of Oklahoma. Now from the 15, Jacksonville with it in the red zone. It's a handoff for Alvin Kamara, and he will find his way into the end zone for a score. It's an Alvin Kamara touchdown, and the Jaguars lead it 7-3. So now we'll see if the Titans offense can wake up. Play action fake. There's a lot of play action in this playbook, stemming from the Rams and Sean McVay, as Scotty Pickens hauls it into the 43. Romeo does seem to be finding a little bit more of a rhythm now, as on 3rd and 4, he completely misfires for Pickens. And would you look at this, the Titans are going to go for it on 4th and 4. Gutsy call, and it will pay off. Good catch by Garrett Wilson, the new free agent signing. He had to jump up to get that ball. That was not a particularly great pass, but they do get the first down nonetheless. Elijah Bryant now with a nice run, cuts to the outside, breaking the tackle from Javon Holland, and he gets it to the 12. Bryant, of course, entering his 3rd season. We'll see if the Titans can get a leap out of him. Bryant will be playing more out of the slot this year, as on 2nd down, it's Kyle Pitts in for the touchdown. Kyle Pitts signed a massive contract extension in the offseason with Tennessee. The Titans are hoping they can get a healthy and successful season out of Pitts, as it's now 10-7. Trevor Lawrence with all day to throw it, lofts it up, and it's caught inbounds for a first down. What a throw and catch from the Jacksonville offense. 2nd and 6 now. Lawrence up the middle for Bryce Berry III. Jukes out Byard and is eventually wrapped up by Cardell Simpson. Good play for the Jaguars nearing the 2-minute warning now, as this one is caught by Kmet, breaks a couple of tackles, and is eventually wrapped up by Chidobe Awuzie, but not before bringing it to the 15. Now the 2-minute warning, Jacksonville looking to get the lead back. It's a handoff for Alvin Kamara, and he is in for his second touchdown of the game. Jacksonville back on top. It's now 14-10. It's been a very competitive ball game so far, as the Titans will get it back. Kalochi hit as he throws it, and it is caught by Garrett Wilson. He was under a ton of pressure there. Good job to still be able to make the throw. 3rd and 2 now. Kalochi looks to go short for Pickens, who drops the ball. Scotty Pickens is a great receiver, but he had some drop issues, particularly last season. And the Titans are going to go for it again here on 4th down. It's a handoff up the middle for Elijah Bryant, and he will get the first down, gaining around 5, as Duke Hawkins, the first-round rookie out of Georgia, is hurt on the play. 3rd and 7, Henry just shy of the first down marker, and the Jags will call their second timeout. The Titans are going to go for it again. They're 2 for 2 so far, make it 3 for 3. King Henry with the first down of a 26. Aggressive play calling here in the first half, and it has really paid off for the Titans. 2nd and 10 now. Romeo Kalochi connects with Scotty Pickens. He'll bring it to around the 10. Titans call their 3rd and final timeout, so they've got to be smart about how they manage this clock. As on 2nd and goal, it's Garrett Wilson in for his first touchdown as a Titan. Tennessee signed Garrett Wilson to a 4-year deal in the offseason, and he's looked pretty good here in the first half, as it's 17-14 going into halftime. I know this is normally where the halftime highlight segment will be, but again, in order to not make the episodes like an hour long, since we're playing 4 games, I do want to move faster, so we're going to skip through halftime into the second half now. Romeo just has got to get a little bit more comfortable, but since we are winning, I want to focus on running the ball, and defensively, got to stop the pass, got to stop my long-lost brethren, Trevor Lawrence. The Jags will open up with the ball here in the 3rd quarter. First play from scrimmage is a big one for Alvin Kamara. I don't know why he kind of stopped, but he still gets a solid gain of around 22. Kamara fantasy owners must be pleased with how this game has gone, as he's already scored twice. 2nd and 8, it's intercepted. Jaquan Brisker picks it off, and he is untouched into the end zone for a pick 6. The new free agent signing from the Chicago Bears comes in and makes a play in his first game as a Titan to extend Tennessee's lead. A big play for Jaquan Brisker, and it's 24-14. 3rd and inches, Robinson gets fooled by the play action, nearly sacks Lawrence, but instead Kamara is wide open, and he brings it to the 41, hit hard by, again, Jaquan Brisker. Following play here for Jacksonville, they're moving the ball pretty well down the field here after that big play, as it will be a handoff up the middle for Kamara with room, breaks the tackle from Caleb Farley, and Alvin Kamara is gone. It's a 41-yard touchdown, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are within 3. Kamara with a hat trick, his 3rd touchdown of the game. So now the Titans have it back. Flag on 3rd down, as it's incomplete for Kyle Pitts, and they're going to call a hold here, so Jacksonville will decline the penalty, and they will get the ball back, and they'll get an opportunity now to take the lead, only down by 3. From the 33, Trevor Lawrence looks to throw, and it is intercepted again. Caleb Farley picks it off. What a run Farley had at the end of last season. He picked off an NFL league-leading 10 interceptions. He had a bunch of big plays in the postseason, including pick 6s in both the divisional round and AFC Championship round, en route to him getting an $80 million extension in the offseason. Big run for Derrick Henry here to start the possession. Now from the 1-yard line, 1st and goal. It's going to be a handoff to the rookie out of Ohio State, Ramir Conwell. His first NFL carry will go for a touchdown. The Titans drafted Conwell in the 7th round. They really like what the kid is made of. He was Ohio State's short yardage back last year, and he gets the short score to make it 31-21. Jacksonville with it back. Lawrence throws it away. The momentum certainly shifting in favor of the Titans. Kalochi on 1st down is going to be sacked, though, by Josh Allen, who's had a pretty productive day with a sack and a half. 3rd and 21 now. Good throw over to Elijah Bryant, who nearly gets to the first down marker. It's 4th and 6 at the 44, and the Titans are going to have a tough decision going into the fourth quarter because you're not really in field goal range, but you're also not really in punt range. So Tennessee would end up punting it despite being inside the 50, and the Jags will get it back. Kamara breaks off the tackle, gets by another defender, and he's wrapped up at the 14. Alvin Kamara has been unbelievable, kicking off his 10th season here in the NFL. Second and goal from the 1. Kamara is in with his 4th touchdown of the game. Alvin Kamara is in his 30s now, but he does not seem to have lost a step. It's 31-28. The Titans will get it back. Kalochi looking for Garrett Wilson. Nice catch by Wilson to bring it to the 39-yard line. That was a tough play, but Garrett Wilson's continuing to have himself a very solid Titans debut. Romeo with a nice throw over to Scotty Piggins. He will get it to the 22. Romeo has continued to only play adequately here today as he continues to try to find a groove. 3rd and 8 looking for the end zone. It's broken up in the secondary by Shaq Griffin. 4th and 8 field goal team on. It's Daniel Carlson who splits the upright. So the Titans will double the lead, but it's still only a 1-possession ball game, 34-28. Jacksonville can get the lead here. 1st and 20 after a holding call. Lawrence is sacked by R.J. Robinson, the young linebacker out of Virginia Tech who had a great season last year. He's gotten off to a pretty solid start here today. 3rd and 16 now, under 4 to go. Lawrence looks to throw. It goes downfield, and it is caught by Berry. Breaks the tackle, and he is gone. A 77-yard touchdown for Bryce Berry III, and the Jaguars take the lead. What a play. So the Titans will get it now, looking to get the lead back, and that's a pretty good start to the drive. Let him cook. A big run for the king, Derrick Henry, who gets it to the 40. Just like Kamara, Derrick Henry is in his 30s. He's played in this league for a while, and he's not slowed down much. Josh Allen with a big sack on 2nd down. He now has 2.5 today. Huge 3rd and 17 for the Titans, and it's caught for a 1st down by Piggins. What a huge play for the Titans there to get the 1st down. Now at the 2-minute warning, they're in field goal range. They just got to manage the clock smart. Good run by Henry to get things going. He brings it to around the 6. Tennessee's letting this clock run, although it's not running right now, but they were letting it run earlier. 2nd and goal. Henry with it again. In for the touchdown. The King has entered his castle for the first time this year. Now the Titans are going to go for 2. Look to bring the lead up to a clean 7 points. Romeo looking to call an audible. What are they going to do here? It's a handoff for Elijah Bryant, and he is in. That was close, but he does get it. The Titans are now up by a clean 7 points, and will look to finish the game off here on this possession defensively. Lawrence is intercepted! The first play at the drive will be the only play at the drive. It's Caleb Farley right back to how he ended off last year. That'll ice this game. The Titans win it on opening night, 42-35. A very exciting start to the year. It's nice getting some revenge on the Jacksonville Jaguars after they beat us in the AFC Championship last year. Very competitive game, but we made plays down the stretch when we needed to, and we were clutch on both sides of the football. Trevor Lawrence did not look sharp. He threw 4 interceptions in this game. Other than the interceptions, he was pretty good, but 4 interceptions is not going to cut it. As for Romeo, not his best game. I am confident he'll get back into a groove. He's learning a new playbook. The previous playbook is very similar to what he ran at Oklahoma, so this is really an adjustment for him. Both teams ran the ball unbelievably well. Kamara and Henry were phenomenal. Shout out to Garrett Wilson. He was our best receiver today in his Titans debut. Bryce Berry also very good for Jacksonville. And then defensively, I thought the coverage was pretty good. Obviously, we forced turnovers, but I do want to see more plays in the backfield, more sacks. But shout out to the secondary. 4 interceptions, 2 from Farley. Of course, we had the big pick 6 from Jaquan Brisker as well. So overall, a pretty good one. I feel like the defense set the tone by forcing turnovers. Grabbing a bunch of turnovers is not exactly a consistent way to win, but it worked today. So I am not complaining. And I feel like we set the tone by making life hard for Trevor Lawrence. Carlisle Kaplan, our starting center, tore his abdominal. As we know, our offensive line is made of glass. That's why we have prioritized getting offensive line depth throughout the offseason. And so Cam Jurgens will be starting at center until Kaplan can return. Here are your Week 1 scores. As for your players of the week, Clyde Williamson, Adoree Jackson, Jeff Okudah, and some other guy on the Browns. We don't need to acknowledge him. So that'll bring us into week 2 here against the New York Football Giants, who lost their first game of the season, looking to rebound here at MetLife Stadium. We'll see if the Titans can improve to 2-0 against a talented Giants team who only went 8-9 last year, but they grabbed a wild card spot. They won a playoff game over the 2-seeded Bucs, led by quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. We do have a tandem breakout opportunity for the defense. Cardell Simpson's coming off a good opening game, and he is inspired by how Caleb Farley plays, as he should. If I was a defensive back here, I'd be inspired too. I want to challenge Cardell Simpson, continue to see what he's made of. I'd love to see a year 4 breakout for him, especially considering he's a free agent at the end of the year. We did not get a 5th-year option with him, as he was, I think, the 2nd pick at the 2nd round. So we're going to have a tough decision with him on the offseason, and if he plays really well this year, well, it won't be so tough. So it should be a fun matchup here against a talented New York Giants team who, again, only won 8 games last year, but they did win a playoff game and have shown that this core, led by Tua Tagovailoa, can be a very strong one. The Giants have a talented young defense, and they've got some playmakers on offense, in specific, veteran running back Saquon Barkley. 3rd and 10 for Tennessee. Kalochi drops back to throw it here, and it is incomplete. Looking for Kyle Pitts. The last time the Titans played at MetLife Stadium, they blew the water out of the Jets. That was a fun game, I think, back in Season 3. And so the Titans will look to kick a field goal here. Daniel Carlson splits the uprights, and Tennessee will make it a 3-0 game. So now the Giants will get their opening possession started off. 3rd down and 11. Tua looks to throw it, backs up in the pocket, and it is caught by Dawson Knox, but not for a first down. Good tackle by Kevin Byard to not let him get forward whatsoever. And the Titans will get the ball back. 3rd and 7. Kalochi looks to throw it, and he connects with Garrett Wilson. Good throw and catch. It seems like Romeo and Wilson have some nice chemistry so far. 3rd and 10 now. Short throw for Derrick Henry. He does not get the first down. The Titans have been aggressive so far this year on 4th down, but they will elect to just kick here, play it safe. No reason to do anything crazy. We're still in the first quarter. Kick is good despite being nearly blocked, and so it is 6-0. Final play of the first quarter here for the Giants. It's a 3rd and 4. Tua looks to throw it, and his pass is caught by Kadarius Toney, shifting his way through defenders for the first down, gaining 18, and so that'll wrap up the first quarter. It's been a good one so far. 6-0 Tennessee with the lead. The Titans' defense looks really strong so far, particularly the run defense, which is great to see, because last week, Alvin Kamara ran all over them. The Giants in the red zone now, and it's intercepted! Azeez Ojulari, the former New York Giant, picks it off. I don't really know why Ojulari was in coverage, but shoot, that works. It's a revenge game for Azeez Ojulari, who was traded by the Giants a couple years ago. He has not yet played against his former team until today. Kalochi, sure enough, on the very next drive, gets intercepted. It's going to be Chris Barnes who picks it off for the Giants. We have a flag. It's going to be a holding. So the Giants will get to decline the penalty, and the interception will stand. So both teams turn it over. Kalochi was under a ton of pressure there. I feel like he was trying to do too much by not just throwing it away. And so the Giants will get it back. 3rd and 6. It's a first down and more for Kadarius Toney. Hit hard by Kevin Byard, but not before bringing it to the 30. Hand off to the left side for Saquon Barkley. Breaks a couple of tackles, and he brings it to the 2. Good run by Barkley, his best run of the game by far. And so now it is a 1st and goal for the Giants. We'll see if they can punch it in, take the lead, and they will. Saquon Barkley walks the red carpet with ease. He's in for the touchdown, and it is 7-6. Low-scoring game still as the Titans get the ball back, looking to rebound after a turnover. Short throw up the middle for Kyle Pitts. Good play after the catch as he gets it to the 43. Clock is ticking. Only a little bit over a minute left as this pass will be caught. Best throw of the day so far for Romeo as it's hauled in by Scotty Piggins, and the Titans will call their first timeout. From the 8 now, 1st and goal. Kalochi will look short for Piggins. Tries to get fancy with the spin move, but he loses 4. Wrapped up by Marcus Moore, the 4th-year cornerback out of the University of Alabama. Kalochi on 2nd and goal is intercepted again. This time it's Avonte Maddox who picks it off for the Giants, and he'll get an additional 15 yards. It's a face mask from Scotty Piggins. what not to do in the red zone 101. First of all, turn it over. And second of all, giving the Giants extra free yardage. Easy opportunity for them to extend the lead here, as Tua will go short and it's caught, and the Giants will bring it to the 15 as they call their second timeout. They would ultimately be able to tack on 3 points, and so it is a 10-6 ball game going into halftime. Romeo Colucci does not look good. He has not been poised in the pocket. He has not been accurate, and he's turned the ball over twice here in the first half. I still think part of it is him adjusting to the playbook, but maybe we're witnessing a little bit of a sophomore slump from Romeo Colucci, who never really hit the rookie wall up until we got to the playoffs last year. So Romeo's got to play better, got to still defend the pass. I think our defense has been really good for the most part. We've stopped the run at a high level. We're setting pressure. We're forcing turnovers. And there's another one! Welcome to the second half. It's picked off by Asher Gonzalez. He'll take it for a house call. The Titans with their first touchdown of the game. Sure enough, it is a defensive touchdown. Big play by the young linebacker, Asher Gonzalez, in his third year out of San Diego State. So the Giants get it back, 3rd and 9. Short pass is caught by Tony, who is quickly wrapped up by Chidobe Awuzie. Great start to the third quarter for the Titans, but they've got to keep it up. On 3rd and 8, Romeo looks to throw it, and he's nearly intercepted again. In and out of the hands of Sean Harris. Does Romeo realize he's supposed to throw it to the guys in white? I mean, what are we doing here? So now the Giants will get it back, 3rd and 6 for them. Tua Tagovailoa looks to throw it under pressure from Ojulari, who's had a great game here against his former squad as it's incomplete. Continues to be a defensive battle here in MetLife, and so the Titans get it back. Colucci up the middle is intercepted! Sean Harris is able to pick this one off. Romeo's now been intercepted 3 times today, the most he's been picked off in a game in his young career. And the disaster for the Titans offense, Romeo Colucci in specific, continues. 1st and goal, Saquon Barkley will score, so the Giants take advantage of the turnover, and it is now 17-13. That's Barkley's second touchdown of the game. Romeo's got to pick it up. He looks lost right now. He completely misses the throw on 3rd and 5, but he's going to get lucky as the Giants will be called for the roughing the passer, and it will be an automatic first down plus 15 yards. Gilbert Smith, Romeo's former college teammate at the University of Oklahoma, is called with the penalty. So now Tennessee gets new life, and they will look to take advantage as Derrick Henry brings it to the 16-yard line. 2nd and 9, Colucci under pressure, and he is wrapped up by Jeremy Fenelon, the young linebacker out of LSU. 3rd and 16 now for Tennessee, final play of the quarter. Romeo looks to throw it up the middle. It's nearly intercepted again, and that'll wrap up the third. 17-13, the Giants had the lead. With how Romeo has played today, you'd think the Titans would be down by more, but they should only be down by 1 with the field goal, as it is good by Carlson, who's 3 for 3 today, and it is now 17-16. The New York Football Giants hold on to their lead as it's 3rd and 7. Tua under pressure, and he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage, well behind, by Harold Landry. So Tennessee is able to make the play. Landry with his first sack of the year, hopefully first of many. And so Tennessee will get the ball back around 6 minutes to go. On 1st down, it's a fumble. I mean, another just really bad pass by Romeo, and since it was a backwards pass, it is a fumble. 3rd and 8, good throw up the middle for Kyle Pitts, who brings it to the 46-yard line. Along with the interceptions, Romeo just has not been accurate all day. He hasn't made many impressive throws down the field as it's a jet sweep fake. Good throw into the hands of Elijah Bryant, continuing to get more snaps in the slot. And with him out wide more, you may notice that Scotty Pickens has actually been in the backfield quite a bit. 2nd and goal, touchdown for Garrett Wilson. His second score as a Titan. Wilson has plenty of experience here at MetLife with his first 4 years, of course, being with the New York Jets. And so the Titans will look to go for 2. It's a handoff here for Elijah Bryant, and he gets it. Bryant converted a 2-point conversion last week against the Jaguars. He gets another one here, and the Titans are winning. Good drive from Romeo and the offense as it is 24-17. Nice throw over to Saquon Barkley, who gets it to around midfield to start the drive. The Giants still have plenty of time here on the clock. Not that their offense has been all that impressive today, But we'll see if they can tie it. Tua up the middle. It's caught! Hauled in, and the Giants are going to bring it to the 15-yard line. That one was nearly intercepted, too. 2nd and 4. Tua goes short, and it's caught for a touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 3rd all-purpose score of the game. Barkley hasn't been all that good today, but at least he scored. And so we're tied at 24, only around 30 seconds to go as Romeo is incomplete. Scotty ran into the defender there, and the Titans never really had a chance to make that play. So now the Giants are going to go for the Hail Mary, and unfortunately for Tua, he doesn't really have the arm strength to get him there as it is incomplete as the clock hits 0. Through 4 quarters, we do not have a winner. This game is going into overtime, and of course, tails never fails, except for like 20% of the time. Unfortunately, it lands on heads, and the Giants will get an opportunity to start with the ball. Since this is not the playoffs, they can score a touchdown and end the game here without the Titans getting the ball. We'll see if the Giants are successful in doing so. 2nd and 11. Tua looks to throw it, rolls out to the right, and it is caught. Nice first down by Mike Williams, who's had a pretty quiet game today, but he does bring it to the 43-yard line for a gain of 19. 3rd and 16 now for New York. Gonna need a big play here. Tua has all the time in the world to throw it, and he is eventually hit by Robinson and has to get rid of it. So the Titans get the stop. Now all they need is a field goal. 3rd and 4. It's a handoff up the middle for Derrick Henry, and he does not get it, only gaining a yard. Wrapped up by Kayvon Thibodeau. So now the Titans will have to punt it. Only 2 minutes left to go here in OT. As Tua goes up the middle for Kadarius Toney, jukes out the defender, and Toney will get the first down, hit out of bounds by Amani Ward. 3rd and 9 now, big play here for New York. Tua again will drop back and throw it. Has time, and he's going to look short for the sticks, and it's not a first down. So now the Titans get another opportunity on 2nd down. Romeo threads the needle into the hands of Garrett Wilson. Got to move fast, though. Around 20 seconds now, as it's caught by Kyle Pitts. That'll bring the Titans into field goal range, but not so fast. They'll get called with a holding against James Daniels. That could have been their opportunity to end the game, and so now it's a 1st and 20. Colochi looks to throw it under pressure. He is sacked by Gilbert Smith. They're going to have to rush back to the line of scrimmage, and they will not have enough time to run another play. This game is over. We will not have a winner. A 24-24 tie here in Week 2. That's the first tie of the series up to this point. I feel like we had real opportunities to close it out, and unfortunately it doesn't happen. A tie is a very nice version of saying you lost. After you get a tie as an NFL team, it feels a lot more like you lost rather than you won. And yes, it's not a loss in the record book. This is better than taking a loss. But this game doesn't necessarily feel good. Tua was okay. He had the turnovers early, but other than that, he was fine. As for Romeo, he played the worst game of his career, which doesn't say much. He's never really had a bad game before, but he did not look like himself. I will say he looked better in the 4th quarter, but did not play well. The Titans ran the ball well. The Giants did not. Another really good game from Garrett Wilson. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of him, but we need more from the other receivers. Need more out of Pitts. Need more out of Scotty. And then defensively, I thought the defense played really well for the most part today, but unfortunately it was not enough to get the win, considering we tied. Cardell Simpson did not complete his challenge. I still feel like he played really well. Cardell Simpson's side of the field was rarely ever targeted. So far through the first 2 games of the year, he's looked really good so far, which has been great to see. So here's a look at your scores around the league here in Week 2. The defending champion Niners got killed by Dallas. That's something, I suppose. As for your players of the week, we've got Dak Prescott, Bartholomew Blount, Isaiah Simmons, and Shaq Leonard. So that'll bring us into Week 3, the home opener against the Jaguars. Hey, didn't we just see these guys? Yes, we did. We beat them in Week 1, and we're going to look to beat them again. The Jaguars, of course, are led by Trevor Lawrence, who threw 4 interceptions in our Week 1 matchup. So we'll see what we can do here in Week 3. It feels weird to keep going after 2 games, but we've got 2 more games to go. Should be fun here against a couple of division rivals with the Jaguars now and then the Texans after this. So we'll see if the Titans can get back on the win column after tying last week. The Jaguars have moved it slowly but surely down the field to start things off. 3rd and 9. Lawrence looking for the end zone, and it is broken up. Big hit by Chidobe Awuzie. And so that'll force the field goal unit to come out. A long drive lasting nearly 6 minutes to start the game off, as the kick is good, and so Jacksonville takes a 3-0 lead. The Jaguars won back in week 2. They're looking to win 2 consecutive here. Very curious to see how Romeo Colucci performs after 2 pretty disappointing games to start his season, as he gets it over a Pryor, who brings it to the 30. Romeo with a play-action fake here on first down. Under pressure, up the middle. Good throw into the hands of Garrett Wilson. You would think that Romeo and Wilson have been throwing with each other forever. 2nd and goal, up the middle. Kyle Pitts with his 2nd touchdown of the year. He scored back in week 1 against the Jaguars, and he gets one here in week 3 against Jacksonville, and so it's now 7-3. Just because we won in week 1 does not mean we're satisfied with these guys. We're still hungry for revenge after last year's AFC Championship, as Ojulari is into the backfield with the sack, coming off a great game last week against his former team, the Giants. And so that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter, 7-3, Tennessee with the lead. 2nd and 6 here for the Jaguars. Lawrence's pass is caught by Berry, gets by the defender, and is hit hard quickly by Cardell Simpson. Jacksonville would again move it slowly but surely down the field now, as it is a 3rd and 4. Lawrence looks to throw it, backs up in the pocket under a lot of pressure from Azeez Ojulari, and it's incomplete. Ojulari has been living in the backfield so far this year, as the field goal is good, but not so fast. An unnecessary roughness on the rookie, Josh Parks, for running in the kicker. I'll be honest, I wasn't even looking at the screen or touching the controller when that happened, so blame the game. Don't get mad at me in the comments. 1st and goal, Kawara is in with the touchdown, so the penalty by the rookie Josh Parks is a 4-point swing, and it'll give Jacksonville a 10-7 lead. That'll bring us to the ensuing kickoff. It'll be received just past the 5 by the rookie Conwell. Ramir Conwell cuts to the right side, and there he goes. He's got one man to beat. It's James Robinson, and he'll beat him. Touchdown, Titans! They'll get the lead right back. The rookie out of the Ohio State University, Ramir Conwell, one of the best kick and punt returners in college football last year, takes one to the house for the Titans. So Tennessee is right back ahead, 14-10. And so Jacksonville, again, is back to square one. Big throw downfield by Lawrence. He connects with Cole Kmet, who brings it to the 43-yard line. 3rd and 10 now from the 31. Lawrence looks to throw it here once more under a little pressure. Goes for the end zone. It's tipped, broken up, and caught for a touchdown by Bryce Berry III. Not a whole lot the Titans could have done there. That was a great play by Cardell Simpson to knock the ball out of the air, but Berry made a great play to catch it. So now the Titans will get it back. Just their 2nd drive of the entire game, as on 3rd and 6, it is incomplete. Evan Smith, the young offensive tackle, is hurt. I think Smith has gotten banged up in every game so far. 58-yard field goal to tie it for Carlson is good. Carlson has been money so far. He has not missed a kick all year, and we are knotted up at 17. The Jaguars have it back. Berry makes a play on Cardell Simpson. Stutter steps, breaks a tackle. Look at him go. Bryce Berry III is him. He brings it to the 30. The booth would review the play, and it turns out he stepped out of bounds 10 yards back, so the Jaguars will only get to the 40 instead, but still a great play. 2nd and 10. Lawrence's pass is caught by Kendrick Bourne. He'll bring it out of bounds to the 18. Jacksonville's throwing the ball with ease. Here in this first half is on 2nd and goal. Lawrence connects with his main man, Bryce Berry III, for the touchdown. Berry's gotten off to a great start this season. He's been great today, and so it's 24-17 as we bring to the following kickoff. Ramir Conwell will get it just outside of the end zone. Conwell finds a hole up the middle. There's another one. Ramir Conwell is going to take a 2nd kickoff to the house, and we're tied at 24. This kid is something else, man. There's a reason why the Titans were so excited to trade up for Ramir Conwell in the 7th round of this year's draft. This is exactly why. 2 kick return touchdowns in the first half for the rookie. So now the Jags get it back. Big play for Terrence Carter as he brings it all the way to the 15. Lawrence is thrown for over 300 yards in the first half. Romeo, I don't even know if he's thrown for 300 yards all year. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. 3rd and 1, not a lot of time left. Lawrence has to get rid of it. The clock is now at 0 as he throws it away. Lawrence had too much time there that he didn't get rid of it in time, and so the Jags are not going to score. What a first half of football this has been. Over 300 passing yards for Trevor Lawrence, yet this game is only tied because of 2 kick return touchdowns by Ramir Conwell. Into the second half, we're probably going to have to throw the ball a lot. Romeo has looked good so far, albeit he's barely played because we've had 2 drives. The Titans have had the ball for barely over 5 minutes, yet they have 24 points somehow, some way. So we'll see what Tennessee can do early on offense. 3rd and 14, Romeo under some pressure, and he misfires for Kyle Pitts. Good coverage by the defense, good pass rush as well. And so the Jaguars will get it back. 3rd and 7, Lawrence looks to throw it under pressure, and he will throw it away. So both defenses with a pair of early stops, and the Jaguars are going to look to kick here. 58-yard try, and it is not even close. That kick was bad. All right, let's move on now. The Titans are moving it well down the field on 1st down. Kalochi with a dot for Scotty Pickens for the touchdown. Romeo hasn't thrown the ball a ton today because, again, the Titans haven't had the ball much. But he looks a lot more comfortable throwing the football. He looks a lot more like himself. 31-24, Tennessee ahead, and so Jacksonville gets it back. Cole Kmet gets by a few defenders and is wrapped up by Byard out of bounds, but not before bringing it to the 46. Good play from Kmet. 2nd and 6, throw up the middle for Bryce Berry, looking to add another touchdown. He's already scored twice as he brings it to the 2. 2nd and goal. Under 15 seconds left in the 3rd. Empty backfield. Lawrence keeps it, and he is in for a touchdown, and we are tied up at 31. Good play by Trevor Lawrence on the design QB run, and we've got ourselves a good one here at the end of the 3rd quarter. The Titans looking to avoid their first actual loss of the year, and they do have it early in the 4th. Romeo will go short for Derrick Henry, makes a nice play after the catch. Sometimes Romeo just needs to go short. He sometimes tries to do a little bit too much, and trusting Derrick Henry to make a play is not a bad idea. On 3rd down, Garrett Wilson is a yard shy of the 1st down marker. The Titans have been so good on 4th down this year, they're going to do it again. And they are successful. Henry breaks off the big one, and he will take it all the way to the house for a 4th down touchdown. Derrick Henry's in his 11th year. He's 31 years old, and my God, he's running like he's 21 years old. Unfortunately, the score will remain 37-31 as Daniel Carlson misses the extra point. So it is a 6-point game now. Jacksonville with it back, under 7 minutes to play. Lawrence under pressure, and he is sacked. Azeez Ojulari and Harold Landry each make the play. R.J. Robinson there as well. Robinson actually a little bit banged up. That's not good. He should be able to return to the game, though. So the Jaguars would punt, and now the Titans are going to have to punt as they get a 3 and out. So the Jaguars are going to get the ball right back. Just over 5 minutes left to play. 3rd and 10 from the 9. Lawrence's pass is caught out of bounds. A nice stop for the defense. And Tennessee's defense has been clutch here in the 4th quarter, making plays. Now they're going to look to ice the game. Kalochi connects with Elijah Bryant in for the touchdown. I love seeing Bryant make plays out wide. I really wanted to get him more looks in the slot early in his career. But with this Rams playbook now, we've gotten a real opportunity for him to do that. Titans will go for 2, try to compensate for the mixed extra point, and they will get it. Elijah Bryant has converted a 2-point conversion in all 3 games this year. That's pretty cool. Sebastian Cross, the backup right tackle, is hurt. That's not good. Jacksonville with it back. What a play by Bryce Berry III for a quick touchdown, his 3rd of the game. The Jaguars would decide not to go for the onside kick. They trust their defense to get a stop, and they would be wrong. Pickens is out of bounds, but it's not going to matter. The Titans will win it 45-38. This is one way to get revenge here on the Jaguars by sweeping them as the Titans improve to 2-0-1 with both of their early season wins here against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Really exciting game here, 45-38. A lot of big plays. Obviously, the 2 kick return touchdowns by Ramir Conwell to headline the list. Felt like we barely had the ball. We were only out-snapped by about 5.5 minutes Romeo Colucci did not have to throw the ball a ton because in the first half we barely had the ball, and in the second half we were winning. But when he threw the ball, he looked really good. Trevor Lawrence was also really good here, much better than his first game against us. The big difference is that we still ran the ball well, while our run defense played a lot better than they did in week 1. Kamara wasn't bad per se, but he wasn't anywhere near as good. All the attention for the Jaguars belongs on Bryce Berry. My lord, did he have himself a day. You can't really blame any of the Titans' DBs. They had a bunch of guys covering him. Well, I say covering in air quotes. Nobody really covered him. Azeez Ojulari with a big game again for the defense. And, of course, shout out to Ramir Conwell. One hell of a performance for the rookie. We do have 2 new injuries. Evan Smith broke his foot. Kyle Pitts broke his ribs. Both of them are going to be out for a few weeks. Here's a look at your scores around the league now. The Packers scored 52. Good lord. The Cardinals beat the Rams 38-7. Woo. Players of the week, Kyler Murray, Pete Werner, Troy Danham, and Trevor Lawrence, despite the loss. So that'll bring us into week 4 now. Our final game of the episode sees us face off against another division rival, the 0-3 Houston Texans, who consistently have been probably the worst team in the league throughout this series, and so far this year it's been no different, despite adding number 1 overall pick, Melly Golden. They have no shortage of young talent, particularly on defense, but quarterback Kane Sanders, who's now in his 3rd season, is continuing to look like a bust, although I will say Kane Sanders historically has played pretty well against us. Along with that, this is an interdivision game, which makes things a little bit more even, so even though the Texans are really bad, we can't necessarily take them lightly. I want to see Romeo continue to get more comfortable with the offense. I feel like comfortability is probably a better word there than chemistry, but I just want him to feel more comfortable in the offense, which, to be fair, he did last week, but I want to see more of that here, especially against a Texans defense who has a lot of really good players, but as a unit, they're just not really there. So let's hop into this game. Titans and Texans. Tennessee looking to finish off today's episode at 3-0-1. The Texans will start with the ball. Sanders goes short, and it's hauled in by the tight end, Chad Johnson. Drafted a few years ago in the 2nd round out of Penn State for the first down. The Texans have quite a few young targets, although they did lose DJ Moore in the offseason, who signed right back with the Panthers. That pass nearly intercepted. It's now 3rd down and 11 for Houston. Sanders finds himself alone in the backfield, and he is sacked. No time to throw it at all. It's R.J. Robinson with the play. Robinson having another very good season so far after a great year last season. The Texans would punt. Tennessee gets it back. What a throw by Colucci into the hands of Hot Rod Pryor to the 26. I want to see more from Pryor. I want to see more from Quinn Crew. Some of these younger receivers. That was a great play by Pryor. Here's a great play by Scotty Piggins. Hauling in a touchdown despite good coverage by Jalen Petrie. Really good throw as well by Romeo Colucci. Romeo had a few very nice passes on that drive. And so it is 7-0. Good start for Tennessee. The Texans get it back. Sanders is going to look downfield on 1st down. It's caught. What a catch. And what a play after the catch, too, by Cassius Morris, who brings it to the 22. Now at the 6, it's a 3rd down and 6. Sanders looks to throw it to potentially tie the game with ease. It is caught for a touchdown by Deontay Hardy, and we are knotted up at 7. So Houston will look to make this a game. The Texans always play us tough. It's rarely ever a blowout against these guys, even though they're not usually good. Good play there by Scotty Piggins. That'll wrap up the first quarter, 7-7. Romeo Colucci, again, is looking a lot more comfortable today than he did over the first few weeks of the season. 1st and goal. Colucci with a strike for the tight end, Muhammad McBride. The Oklahoma connection strikes again. McBride, of course, getting the start at tight end with Kyle Pitts injured. And the Titans lead at 14-7. The offense looks good so far. The defense has been solid too. Maybe not so much on this play. A pathetic display of tackling before Kevin Byard eventually brings down Chad Johnson. Now from the 46, it is a 3rd down and 10 for the Texans. Sanders looks to throw it under pressure, and he has to get rid of it as he throws it away. Great job by the Titans pass rush, and so they'll get the ball back. 2nd and 8. Wide open down the field is Garrett Wilson, who gets it to the 43. Garrett Wilson continues to be the best receiver on this team so far. He has been more reliable than Scotty Pickens. He's made more big plays than Kyle Pitts. Romeo goes downfield. He had an open receiver in the flat, but sure, that works too. There's Scotty Pickens bringing it to the 8. Romeo's launching dimes. He looks great right now. Dialed in as he gets it to Elijah Bryant. Again, playing out of the slot for the touchdown, and it is now 21-7. Romeo Colucci with his 3rd passing touchdown of the first half. And so the Texans get it back. 2nd and 9, handoff for Aaron Jones, the talented veteran running back in his 2nd season with the Texans. Breaks off a big play. Jones still on his feet. He'll take it all the way. 62-yard touchdown for the Texans. The thing that I've noticed about Tennessee's defense this year is overall, they look pretty good, but they allow way too many big plays. So it's now 14-7. Colucci under pressure here on first down, trying to get rid of it, and he cannot. The Texans with a big sack there for a loss of about 7. 2nd and 17 now. Colucci looks to throw it, and he will fire it into the hands of Quinn Crew, who gets it to the 45. Crew historically plays really well against the Texans, his hometown team. 2nd and 10 now. Colucci looks downfield, and it is intercepted. He was under a lot of pressure. He did have an open receiver towards the left side of the field that was not the best of reads. And Jalen Petrie, sure enough, will take advantage as he forces the turnover, and the Texans will get it back. Still 21-14. 3rd and 10 for Houston. They're just going to run the ball, try to get the Titans to burn a timeout. And interestingly, the Titans would not call a timeout. So now there's only around 20 seconds left in the half. Colucci is sacked by Osmond Chetwood. Now the Titans are calling their timeouts. Interesting clock management from head coach Zebediah Phoenix II, as it is a 3rd and 7. Colucci under pressure, and he is sacked again. And that is how the drive will come to an end. So here are the Texans. They are going for a 70-yard field goal. Bold strategy. The kick is up. It is no good. Shocker. And Ramir Conwell is going to look to return it. After 2 kick return touchdowns last week, he seems to have some room. Tries to create some sort of miracle, and he is unsuccessful. And that'll wrap up the first half. It's been a pretty competitive game here. 21-14, Tennessee with the lead, as they are looking to win their 3rd game of the season. The Texans, meanwhile, trying to get win number 1 after starting the season 0-3. Since we're winning, and I anticipate we will have the lead for quite a bit here in the second half, I do want to focus on running the ball quite a bit. Derrick Henry has gotten off to a quiet start, as has Elijah Bryant. And then defensively, I want to stop the pass. Kane Sanders, again, has been pretty good. He normally plays well against us. The Titans open up with the ball. It's broken up. Pickens had it in his hands, but it's ripped away from Derek Stingley. So the Texans will get it back. 2nd and 10. Sanders looks to throw it. He has a wide open man downfield. What a throw into the hands of Cassius Morris for the first down. Now from the 36, Houston moving it well. They look good early here in the second half, but Sanders will be sacked by Asher Gonzalez. The linebacker tandem of R.J. Robinson and Asher Gonzalez is so talented, and both of them have made quite a few big plays this year. 3rd and 8 now. Sanders looks to throw it, and it is caught, but out of bounds. And so the Titans will get the stop. Houston will look to kick here. This one from around 51. A little bit more reasonable than 70 yards, I will say. And it is no good. So he misses from 70. Now he misses from 51. And the Titans get it back. Elijah Bryant wide open out of the backfield. Yes, Bryant's getting a lot of snaps in the slot, but he can still make plays out of the backfield, of course. Good read by Romeo Colucci to go short and let his receiver make the play. Henry up the middle. Trucks a defender, and he will bring it to around the 8. Good run for King Henry, who hasn't been as good as he's been over the first 3 games. That doesn't say much, though. He's been MVP-esque. 3rd and goal. Short pass is caught by Wilson. He does not get the touchdown, and the flag will be a hold on the Titans, so it won't really matter. It's U.G. Treston, the talented left tackle, called for the flag. Tennessee will look to kick. No reason to go for it here. Just make it a clean 2-score lead. And Daniel Carlson makes the kick, so it's now 24-14. And that'll wrap up the 3rd quarter. Tennessee appears to be in a good spot. This game is not over, but the Titans are in business. Their defense has been pretty good, although they will allow an early touchdown to start the 4th. Houston will march down the field slowly but surely, finish it off with a touchdown from the fullback, Jamie McBride. 24-21 now, 3rd and 1, handoff for Henry, gets for 1st and more, look at him go! Derrick Henry with a big run to the 32. He's on pace to again finish with over 100 yards. He's averaged at least, I think, 6 yards a carry in every game this year. That is remarkable. First and goal, wide open. Easiest touchdown you'll ever see. Quinn Crew with the score. The Texans stacked the box. They were hoping for a run, and the Titans caught them off guard. And so it's 21-31. Houston with it back now. Chad Johnson up the middle. He brings it to the 49. Houston's not going to quit. Kane Sanders is continuing to play well. He has really performed well throughout his career against the Titans. I know I've said it like 5 times today, but it's weird. He's a bad player against every other team in the league, but he plays well against us. He does get sacked, though, on first down for a loss of about 14. Jordan Ruffin with his first sack of the year. Certainly want to see Ruffin perform well here in a contract season. 3rd and 24. Sanders, with time, will get rid of it. Perfect coverage by the Titans. A field goal makes it a one-score game, so that's exactly what Houston's going to do. Now, their kicker is 0 for 2 today. This one is from around 48, and it is good. And so it is now 31-24, a one-score game. Tennessee going to look to chew clock and finish things off, but Kalochi is sacked by Octavius Thatcher. 3rd and 13 now. Clock is continuing to tick. The Titans are going to look to throw it again, and it'll pay off. Scotty Pickens is wide open, gets by Stingley, and is wrapped up past the 50. Tennessee's looking to throw the ball, catch the Texans off guard a little bit, while, of course, still utilizing their running backs, Henry and Bryant. 1st and goal, another pass, and it's intercepted. Oh, my Lord. Derek Stingley picks it off. He had an easy pick 6, but he was running around with drunk goggles. So there's a lot to take in. First, how did Stingley not get the touchdown? Second of all, why are the Titans throwing the ball in that situation? The Texans might end up scoring anyway. Cassius Morris to the 12. Look at the clock now. 10 seconds left. Texans out of timeouts. Sanders goes short for Morris, fighting for every yard he can get, and they will rule him down at the 1. And this game is over. That might have been the weirdest final 2 minutes I have ever seen. But the Titans will win it by literally 1 yard. This time the Titans are on the other end of the 1 yard short thing. It's not ideal only beating the Texans by a yard, but hey, a win is a win, especially against a division rival. That was certainly a game. Kane Sanders played well. Again, he only plays well against us. Romeo was good too. I don't know what he was cooking with that last interception, but other than that, he was good. Ran the ball well. Johnson, Morris, and Scotty Pickens all played well. Pickens with by far his best game of the year. The Texans' pass rush was really solid. Offensive line certainly did not have their best day. And Aldrich Rosas missing 2 kicks kind of costed them a little bit. If he had made both of those kicks, Houston could have positioned themselves to win the game. So Romeo is saying that everything is starting to come together offensively, which I think is true. He threw 4 touchdowns today. He had his best game of the year in terms of making big throws and being consistently accurate. Yes, the turnovers are not ideal, but other than that, he was really good. So here's a look at your scores around the league here for week 4, and then your players of the week. Sidney McDonald, Lamar Jackson, A.J. Terrell, couple of Falcons, and Zishan Juthani. So that'll wrap up the episode. The Titans don't exactly go undefeated, but hey, we didn't lose. 3-0-1 through our first 4 weeks, 3-0 within the division. We've got another interdivision game in week 5 against the 3-1 Colts. Bartholomew Blunt has gotten off to a great start for Indianapolis, and it does not get any easier from there. In week 6, we play the 4-0 Bengals. In week 7, we play the Steelers. And then in week 8, we play the 4-0 Washington Commanders. Other than the Steelers, who are 1-3, the other 3 teams we play against had a combined record so far of 11-1. So we've got a real challenge in the next episode. It should be a lot of fun. Let me know what you thought of the format of today's episode. I know it was a really long one, almost an hour long. I appreciate you all bearing with me here. I'm trying to figure out the best blend of like showing enough in each game to where I feel like the story is properly told, but also not showing too much per se. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out. Tighten up.